blanket. I'm freezing today. Move this table back. I did have a cardigan on before, but I've just had to put the heating on for a bit. Do I actually need the lighting on? Do I need the lighting on? Probably not. I just thought I'd come on and have a chit chat. Finn's at nursery. I'll tell you about this in a minute, but I was going to talk about my curly hair first, just for anyone who's curly and is pretending they're not. I went to school today. This is another one that I've done, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I actually got home and one of these was dangling around, this clip, and I was like, can't believe I've just walked to school with that in my hair, because when I put it in I was thinking I'll take Finn to school. Before I take him to school I'll take it out. Totally got distracted by Finn, totally went to school with a clip hanging out of my hair. Can you see the grey now? Look. Hi Sue. I've just I cut my hair again last night, so I think these layers need to be a bit more up here, because then it'll make it's a bit flat on this side, but I can't really show you me cutting my hair with this, because it's just, I just can't. It's a Kriya clip, so if you YouTube that, there's a few tutorials of how to do it. I basically just, what did I do? Sectioned it off from here, because this is your length here, and just, you sort of pull it forward. You can do it straight, but I just did it curly. And then if you do it, I call that smiley side and that like sad side down, because that's what gives you the layers, the arch. Pulled it down, if you can imagine. I'll sort of show you, but I don't want to pull my curls out. So I didn't brush it forward, I just did it curly. Sort of pull it down like that, and then the hair under here, there's a spirit level under there so you can see it. You just cut when it's in the middle along there, so you can't cut past that. You just do it slowly, like little bit by little bit. The more higher up it is, the more shorter layers is. The more it's down, the little bit, it's longer layers. It probably doesn't look like it, but I have got a few little layers in. And I did it, normally I'd do it from straight, but I didn't. I did it from curly, because I thought I am going to start wearing my hair curly. I know I've said this before, but the woman who brought this book out, that I have shown before, the Curly Girl Handbook, it's about all different curls, but it's also about getting your curls back from if you've been straightening and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just, the reason why I straighten it or blow it out is because curly hair is quite hard to handle. And I think over the years, like when I was at school and people had perms and stuff, I think we've been sort of taught to put the wrong thing in our hair. It was very crunchy in the 90s with mousse and stuff, but the way they do it in this, it's not, it's more, I know it looks a bit frizzy today, but this is how I woke up with it, so it's not that bad. It's more about not shampooing with shampoo. She said you can actually shampoo with conditioner. It's just about rubbing your scalp so you're getting, not the debris, but you're getting the dirt out your hair that way, and then putting conditioner in. But you're using the conditioner with no silicones in, by the way, because that's not supposed to be good for your hair. I don't think oils are, she said. The woman who brought this out is called Lorraine Massey. You can YouTube her, and there's a lot of videos of her doing diva cuts, they're called, curly hair, and I watched I watched her last night in a chat that I've not seen before. Oh, it's I got them in summer, didn't I? I had a pink one. It's one of them ones, but obviously it's not it's just, oh, I've got it inside out. Just let me go and turn it round. It just looked a bit lighter then. It was just one of those with and it's got the ladybird. Do you remember the ladybird thing that happened in summer and bloody ladybirds everywhere? And I've got a pink one as well. But yeah, Lorraine Massey, who's got really curly hair, she says if you've got frizzy hair, it's a curl waiting to happen. You need to moisturise it. So when you put shampoo in your hair, it's like a detergent. It's stripping your hair of moisture. So curl like eats up moisture. And she shows you the cuticle as being like, you know, like a fern cone when it's all splayed out. So it's like that, but if you put moisture into the curl, it's going to close back up, make it smoother. So I've noticed my curls have got a bit better. But because I do normally blow it out, I've basically got to start wearing my hair curly all the time. Because, see, these are a bit wiggly, but when I was at school they were a lot curlier. But it's because I've been straightening and stuff, and there's more curly bits under here. But the more I do it the way this book tells you to do it, the more they will come up. And this morning what I did what you can do is get a bottle. This was just a rose water face spray that I had for ages, but it was empty. So you put like so much water in, and like half and half water, half your favourite conditioner, but not with silicones in, because that just coats your hair. And then you shake it up, and you can spray it, but spray it down, scrunch it in your hair. So it's like a milk. And then in the morning, to just revive it, you just scrunch it in like this, see? But what you can also do, see this frizzy bit here? I'll show you anyway. I've got some clips in here and here, and I'll show you, because you can get the frizzy bits. I mean, you can coat them over and twist them like this. They say even if you've got a slight kink in your hair or a wave, you can get it curly, but you've got to do how they do it in the book. So see this piece of hair? Hi, Jack Voodoo. Ooh, what are you going to tell me? Is it something bonkers? I can if I can. So you just moisturise it a little bit with the conditioner and the water. You can just put water on, because if you do this and you put it in every day anyway, the water will sort of soak the moisturiser from here. But you wrap it around your finger, and then you get... I'll just talk about this a minute, Jack, because I just need to get this hair thing out of the way. Clip it there, and you only leave it for like a minute. So obviously when I was getting ready this morning, I put them in my hair and then left one in my hair and went to school because I totally forgot. But look at that. It's revived the curl back up, because it was a bit straight all the way I'd slept on it. So these ones I've put in just to show you. Is that the one I've just put in? Where's the one I've just put in? Is that the one I've just put in? Here's one. No, I've got a couple in to show you. Which one? I don't know which one I've just put in. So, look. See? It'll probably drop, but... Oh, that's the one I've just put in, because it's not... I'll twist that back up. Hang on. I think it needs to be a bit wetter. Doesn't have to be soaking wet, just a little bit damp, because obviously if you're getting ready in the morning, getting confused with, this one might not work because I can't really see what I'm doing. I was going to bring my mirror down. So these two here, take that one out, and I'll take this one out. See? Just revives them a little bit, which they will drop, but... Hi Dragon Lady, good morning Cat's Day. Oh no, it's alright, it'll be filmed anyway. I'm only yakking about my hair and stuff. And that's how you can revive it a little bit. Like say these little bits, you see how that looks a bit naff? It's because as well, because I've been wearing my hair straight, I've got to get back into getting these to all spring up, which they will do in the end if I start doing what it says in the book. So I'm just going to clip this now actually. So, you know, because if you think about it, if you keep straightening your hair with straighteners, it is going to take the curl out, and it's stretching your curls out, and the heat, I'm just getting sick of the heat again. I know I've tried this before, but I am just getting a bit like, I don't like following the crowd, so I'd rather get the curls in my hair, because I think curls are pretty, but we just see it as, yeah, and with my headbands in it'll look nice. I just think we just straighten our hair now because it's the done thing, and like, sometimes we're ashamed to bring our curls out. And some people think they haven't got a lot of curl, but you'd be surprised if you get this book and do what they say, that the amount of wave or curl you might have in your hair that you didn't think you had. Because you can destroy your curls if you're constantly straightening it and blow drying it out. You're just stretching your curl out all the time. It can thin your hair out. What I like about curly hair is I do like volume in my hair, and I'm not really getting that when it's straight, obviously, because it's flatter. So I'll just clip these. But the more I start washing my hair the way you do in this book, the more my curls will bounce up. Yeah, I had a headband in. The headbands my sister got me for Christmas look nice with my hair like this, so that's quite good. But this book is basically, when you wash your hair, you can get a special shampoo, or don't just use normal shampoo because it's got detergent in it. Ah, physical form. What do you mean? You'll have to explain. And then when you're putting your conditioner on, you get a bit and you go strand through strand and rake your fingers through it. Oh no, you sort of smooth over it, rake your fingers through it, and then you sort of put a bit of water on your head and get a bit of it out, but you sort of leave some of the moisturiser in. And then when it's really wet, you start scrunching a non-alcoholic gel in it, and that sort of sets it in a curl. When you scrunch it up, and then you leave it to dry, and it sort of sets it in a cast, you know, that crunchiness, but then that crunchiness gets crunched off, it's not flaky, and you've got your curls. Oh, I didn't see the end bit. I'd say if you got a good feeling off what you're saying you saw, and you think it's going to help you, go with the flow with whatever he was saying. No, because I don't poo-hoo people who say, oh, they saw... I was watching something last night on Facebook, actually. I don't know if anyone saw it, you know, who's on my Facebook page, but I think I shared it. It was a guy in America, so it could have been 2014, so I know some of you Americans might have heard of it. I can't even remember where it was in America, but it was a road crash, like on the, I don't know if you call them motorways over there, but on a road where, I don't know what it was, but a car was spinning down the road, you know, a busy highway, do you call it, highway, and it crashed and it sort of exploded and there was fire, and this guy said, he was driving, I think he was a trucker, said, you know, all I did was get out, and luckily he had one of those, you know, your, what are they called, your thing you put a fire out with it, fire extinguisher, mini one, that obviously was in his cab of his truck. So we got out and he ran towards a car, and he said, I just was thinking, you know, obviously he believed in God, so that was his thing. He was like, you know, please God, don't let me see anyone burnt in the car or someone screaming in pain, you know, burnt, because he said it was on fire, the car. And he said as he looked, he said he saw a little head pop up and it was a kid. And then he looked again and there was a woman, I think it was a grandma and a granddaughter, and she was in the front trying to kick the door open. And he said, I got dead upset, well, I get upset now, because I got upset before he even said it, because I knew what he was sort of going to say. Have I got something in my hair? And he said, he was trying to open the door, she was trying to kick it, and he just said, I spoke to God again and said, please God, help me get this door open. The next minute, all these other people ran over. They grabbed the door, he grabbed the door, and it opened, and he got her out, and then he grabbed the kid. He got her out. They were fine, luckily. I don't know what the other bit of the crash was, if they'd crashed into something else and they weren't fine, but these people, he managed to save them. And he said the car wasn't even hot. He didn't burn himself when he opened the door. He said it was like he was there that day because God, you know, made him be there. If he'd have got there earlier, he'd have been involved in the crash. If he'd have been, do you know what I mean? He said he believes he was there to help, you know, and he'd do it all over again. And that's why he was put there that day, to help these people, because he said he didn't get burnt, the car wasn't hot. He managed to get them out. He remembered saying, you know, please help me, when he was running towards the car. He got these people out. So I don't poo-hoo anyone who says, you know, because I think there was a book called The Conversation with God, and like where someone was writing stuff. And then, like I said the other week about writing, about when I'm angry, and when I wrote the things I was angry about in a separate book, because that was like my rant book, I found myself writing back to myself the solution to that problem, that rant that I was having. Oh, I couldn't see the end of that, but did it say you were pagan? But did you just say, now you're saying God spoke to you? Is that what? I can't read it quick enough. So yeah, I started writing back to myself like why I thought I was ranting about that, or the solution to my problem. Funnily enough, I've been sat thinking the same thing today, and I pulled a card out as well, which I'll show you in a minute, about what I'm really supposed to be doing with my life at the minute. I'm getting like, off the curly hair, sorry. So the more you start putting moisture in your hair, the more it start bouncing back up. But just to cut that hair bit of a chit chat is get yourself some water. Sorry, Jack Voodoo, I'll just get this out of the way. Get yourself some water with conditioner in it, half and half. These little clips, just so you can do that thing to just clip in the morning if you've got a stray, scraggly one. A pick comb is good just to try and get your volume in there, and you can always see, I might have to put my lace up here a little bit because I quite like it like that, but I'm going to try and get the curl back in as much as I can first. You can back comb it a little bit like this just to, bring it up, but that's what the clips do. So, let me see. You know what you could do, Jack, if you don't want to say on here, is, I can't talk about it now obviously because I'm filming, but if you want to leave me a message, you can always go on Instagram. I think I'm under Dolly Daydream. I don't think it's Janine Flannery. Dolly Daydream, and you'll see my name Janine Flannery because it's one or the other. And follow me on there, and then you can always private message me, and I can tell you what I think. But yeah, that's a curly hair bit. But yeah, and I was sort of writing back to myself, and I've sort of been thinking today, this morning, I was thinking, because Finn's at school and it's his dad's weekend to have him from now, Friday to Sunday, Monday. I know I'm lucky that way. But he's picking him up from school, which is even better because the weather's cold, it was horrible. I went to the chemist this morning after school because I had to pick this other eczema cream up for him because Finn has eczema and it started trying to snow. So I've just put the heating on now to warm me up. And I've just been sat thinking, I'm not scared about going back to work. I really want to go back to work, and that's why I'm doing my nail course, and I've got things set up because I want to try and work it around Finn, like most of you know. But on the other side of that, yeah, it's like half water. I think it's equal parts, so if it's half water, then you'd put the same sort of amount of conditioner in, a nice conditioner, and then you shake it up when you do it. But you've got to shake it up, and don't have silicones in the conditioner. Spray it down that way and scrunch up, or sometimes it's easier to just spray it in your hand and sort of, this is sort of like morning, when you get up in the morning, this is for, can you see how curly it's going? This is to sort of revive it in the morning, because it'd probably be flat and a few curls might have gone a bit, scraggly like these ones. But this is just because I've been straightening my hair. I think this will go curlier the more I keep doing it. Let me see if these have done anything. And then the clips just, the clips just revive them scraggly bits. Them curls there was that hair. So look at that. So I'm going to do this one because that looks a bit of a mess. But this book is on Amazon or eBay. It's just a really good book. It shows you about different hair types because you won't believe the amount of different curly hair types you've got. And you can actually, Lorraine Massey said you can actually get curls in wavy hair, but you've got to stop straightening it. And I want to stay curly now, so I don't think you're going to see a lot of straight curls, because she said a lot of women will say, oh, well, I straighten my hair, but I just do it on special occasions. She went, why, if you want to keep that curling and get it curlier, you've got to have your curls, really, all the time. And I do actually think curls do suit me when they're done properly, but the only way I'm gonna get them back in is to start wearing it curlier. And I've cut it myself to put a few more layers in. Probably would like them a little bit more here because I do like volume, but probably why I started straightening my hair is because that's what people were doing. And also I've had partners that don't like curly hair, so I've sort of like not done my hair curly, but I like it. So it's just a lot easier as well, because once you've scrunched your glue in your hair, once you've scrunched your gel in your hair, you just leave it to, I quite like to leave it to air dry, even though it takes longer. You can put a diffuser on it, but then again, that's heat, but you can put a diffuser on it just for a little bit, not till it's fully dry, because I still think it gets a bit frizzy with a diffuser. But yeah, I guess you'll be able to see over my next videos how much more curly it'll get. But there was that. So I don't know if Jack's gone to find me on Instagram, but you're welcome to go and text me on there. I don't know if I'll be able to help you, but I might be able to see what my brain thinks it's all about. I don't know, because I don't really know all about that stuff. Would you just go to church and go and see one? Because they're friendly enough, aren't they? I think they'd help. You know, I don't really know, because I don't really know about, Catholic, but I'm sure you can just go into a church, can't you, and ask to see, even if you have to make an appointment. I know it sounds daft, but I don't know what you do. If something's worrying you or scared you, I mean, what's the worst they can say, Jack? They can only say, no, you can't see him or her, or yeah, you've got to make an appointment. They're not, I don't think they'd turn you away. If something's worrying you, scared you in a sense, or you've just, I don't know, had a shock of faith or something. I don't know, because I don't know what the thing is, but you can message me on there. But obviously, I'm doing this video at the minute. What do you mean were you at home? Like, was it in your house? Like, he was there, like, a vision sort of thing? Or, like, do you think you were dreaming? Or, I'm not saying you weren't, I'm just saying I don't know, which way you mean. But I'm sure you could walk into a church. But also, but you can always text me through Instagram, Jack. I'd, put my thoughts on it. This thing about YouTube support I was talking about the other day, because I've noticed people go, oh, submit, which is fair enough, and I'm into all that, and people have come on here and subbed, but it's like I was saying about the girl the other day, and I can't remember her name, sorry, and I don't think I finished off saying what I was saying, because I think I got distracted on chat, but I'm sure it's all right to sub people and ask people to sub you back, but the thing is with the support of subbing, it's not just, if you're subbing someone, yeah, it is supporting, but like this girl was saying, to support properly is to watch people's videos. It's the views it goes off. I'm sure it's the views. Obviously, you've got to have a lot of people, because then you've got more of a variety of people that, well, not a variety, but more people that may watch your videos. It doesn't mean that you've got so many subs that people are watching your videos. I think it's over 300 now, but I don't get views of 300 on this, because that doesn't mean people are always watching. They might be watching other people and they might come back to you, or they might have forgot about you, sort of thing. I don't mean that in a nasty way, but it doesn't mean that they're actually watching you. It's the actual views, and supporting someone is watching their channel and commenting, and supporting and actually watching their channel. So in a sense, you have got a sub to a channel that you actually like. There's no point, in a sense, yeah, you can sub, but there's no point subbing to someone if you've got no intentions of watching them, because I've noticed people do that, and they sub and they want you to sub you back, then they unsub you, or people are just subbing people to get subs. And I don't like that thing of, like, I've noticed it with a lot of people sometimes who are a bit younger. This was when I first came on, there was two young girls that were like, hey, sub me back. But they don't watch your channel. That's not supporting you. You're best off subbing people you're going to actually watch, because that is supporting them, because you're watching and that's giving them a view. And then if you're more interactive, they're probably going to go and check your channel out and watch you too, because maybe you're into the same sort of thing as well, so you're going to be more likely to watch what they're putting up, because I think it is the views as well. It's not necessarily the subs, even though you need the subs for more people, but I guess you could have less people and more views, I don't know. Was the things he told you good, but it just sort of shocked you? And also, on the subject of spirituality and whatever is, yeah, I've been sat here thinking today, oh, you know, in this nail course, and I've got to wait anyway because I said there's a few bits that I need out of the kit that I need to replenish, so I can't do that till I get paid, and that's another thing. And it's to do with art wise, like my sketching and stuff, and I don't want to say what I want to try and do, because if I don't get it out, or I say I'm going to do something, I don't do it, I always feel bad, because sometimes shit happens. You know, I have kids and that, sometimes it's hard, or I get too tired, or maybe I did it and thought the idea was rubbish, or it didn't turn out well. So I'm not really going to say what it is, but I still want to do that thing of trying to put something together, like I said before Christmas, about some of my artwork, or something that I want to put up. See you, Sue, something that I want to put up that I can sell, but that's like a sort of tool to help people as well with being a bit more mindful and positive in a sense, but I can't really explain what I mean because I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. And it might be maybe, Jack, it's like like you can get volunteers. I think you can get volunteers that go in. Like there was a guy on telly the other day. This isn't to do with people taking their lives, but there was a guy on TV the other day in the UK. Not recently, I don't know. I just saw it. I don't know when it was from. And he was on the phone to his wife, and she got murdered because a schizophrenic or someone got in and killed her, and the kids were there. And he said, obviously that's awful, and he heard it all, but through that, a bit of time on, he has met someone else, he's with someone else, but he finds it really hard. But because he went through that, he's now helping people who have gone through that same sort of trauma. But I think he's gone to be taught about how to talk to people about it, like a counsellor, but he's doing it like I can't say the word, voluntarily. So maybe it's like, maybe you're being asked to sort of do voluntary, I can't say the word, things. You can go and help out at homeless places, soup kitchens, I think you call them in America, or there might be places where, you could train to go and do that, I don't know, to help people that, maybe it's just giving some people some light and love and stuff to make them feel worthy, that they wouldn't take their own lives, as in what I'm trying to talk about now, and this thing that I want to try and put out in the year, but I don't know what it is. It's something arty, but it's something I want to put out there that would be able to help people. When I've been saying about drawing, it's going to sound mad, I don't even know if it's going to make sense, drawing in journals and getting things out, and the way it can calm your mind and it can actually help you out, and like giving gratitude when you're writing it down can actually help you out, because you realise sometimes you have got a lot in your life, sometimes you think you don't, but you have. Yeah, you can tell me and I'll put my thoughts on it, but I don't know if you get what I mean, but because I want to help put something out there that will, I can't explain what I mean, will help people, but it might not be through a bit of an arty way, but it will help people to get thoughts and things out of their head and not store it all, because I don't think that's a good thing for people. But maybe it's a message saying you're being told to sort of go and help others in, to lift them up and see that they have got a life ahead of them, because some people think they don't. They think things are a lot worse off when they're really not, but they haven't got someone to show them, or maybe they're around family and friends that are not very supportive, or like I've said before in chat, sometimes you can have family, and just because you're born into family doesn't mean that family are brilliant, if you know what I mean. Like, people fall out with the family. You're lucky if you've got a good family that do support you. It doesn't mean just because you were born into family that your family are supportive, or, they're willing to help you or stuff. Yeah, I was going to bring something out this year, but I haven't got the tools for it yet. There's certain things that I need to get. I haven't got the money for it at the minute, but I'm not going to say what it is at the minute because I'm trying to think about it. But there's something I want to put out there that could help people, you know, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you can have family, but it doesn't mean because you're born into family that family are always there to support you. Maybe some people don't have that support even in friends because they don't get what the friend's talking about. Or sometimes, like I have friends, they are good, but sometimes they don't think. Sometimes like I might get upset about something and maybe they don't think it's big, but then again, my friends are not on their own. They've never had the struggles of being on their own with being a single mum and stuff like that because they're still with the partners. They're very lucky, but they've never had that, so they don't understand where I'm coming from. They think they do, but they don't because they've not been there. So that's with all different situations. You know, if you're going through something, and your friends can be supportive, like, oh, they're trying to be that, but they don't really understand if they're not really going through it because they've not been there. They don't have them thoughts at night. They don't have, you know, do you know what I mean? Whatever it is. So it doesn't always mean that just because you've got family and friends, that family and friends understand or family and friends support you, or your friends and family might not even want to know because maybe they're sick of hearing about it. But, you know, when you're a friend, you should really be there, whatever, even if you have to hear it a million times. But I don't know if you get what I mean. But I have heard when people have said they've had visions or someone's come to them or they've had a dream where, because they even say with dreams, if someone comes to you, know, they're being told to do something, and maybe that's just more, you know, going out and helping people in soup kitchens and learning about people's stories and stuff. I've seen lots of things. Yeah, it could be that, you know, like, um, yeah, it could be even that. You could just be like, what would be the right word? Like a phone support where people who are thinking about things can ring up and they can chat it out, and you know, you can have a good chat because sometimes people don't feel like they have anyone to talk to, like I just said. Sometimes they have friends, but sometimes they don't want to put on a friend. Maybe when it's someone they don't really know, they feel they can put it on them, or family because maybe they don't want to upset family or worry family because maybe they're having certain thoughts or stuff. That's why Tatty T, you go on Tatty T's channel, he does a live chats where people go because they've been ill and different things, but he supports everything. So you can go on there and have talks. And I know people message him in different ways, not just on YouTube or have the live chats on YouTube because you can't comment under his. But I know people have been up late in the night and he has phone calls with people and he's just there to support people because when you know about hurting in whatever way that is, an illness, a relationship breakup, it doesn't matter what it is. People are hurting and they need people to talk to, and sometimes they don't have that. They don't have that person to talk to. Like I just said, that's why I don't mind people talking to me. I don't mind people messaging me or whatever. It might not be the answer you want because I might not understand it properly or whatever, but I don't mind because, you know, like I said, that's why I started this channel, because I was upset about a few things and I thought, well, there must be other people up there who are upset about things. What, she'd seen the vision, the like, cause like what you saw. Maybe he's just lingering about because he wants you to get the I don't know, the sort of message in your head that he's trying to tell you. You know, he might linger till you get what he's sort of trying to say. I sort of know what you mean, but I'm not sure. But if it was a thing you think something's been said or you've seen and he's said to go out and help people, that's not a scary thing, is it? You've just got to work out maybe how you want to go around helping people. Like you said, business cards, and that's a good idea. Yeah, I sort of know what you mean. Because was he actually a real man? Like, if you know what I mean. And then speaking words of what he was saying to you. Well, they said things don't happen by coincidence. Maybe it just means you just need to go and, I mean, what he said to help with, to just go and help others that are, you know, in need of help. And in that form, it might just be chatting to someone to know that someone's there and that they can ring you up and you can have a chat about stuff that makes them feel better. Because like I said, but what I mean was he, I know this sounds daft, was he real? Like you could touch him as in it was somebody real, or like a vision stood in front of you, but you were like, oh my God, it's like if I stood up now and I was like, there was a person there, but I sort of knew he wasn't real, if you know what I mean, but he just looked so real and he was just there and I was like, and then it was gone and I was like, oh my God, like, it was just like someone was speaking to me, but I could hear the words and I could see him and I could hear it. Like if my son came downstairs, he might be like, no, I didn't see anything, but I was like, yeah, but it was like he was real and the words, I could hear them clear as a bell. Because I know some people say they've heard a voice, but it was that loud and that clear and that like, you know, I just heard someone talking. There's no one there, but I heard someone talking. Might just be a message that... But did it scare you? Like the thing, it might have scared you, like freaked you out, but did it scare you what he was saying? And did you feel at ease, or was you like, ugh, scary? Or have you ever thought about like helping people that way before, sort of thing, for support? I did have a conversation with someone a bit ago. And he said the same sort of thing, that he'd been there, God and all that. I don't know, since he was born, but when he was looking into different things, but I don't know. You could probably go to church and ask if you were, but what was you feeling though? I mean, was you scared, or was, you know, did you sort of understand what he was telling you? Because I believe things can happen, you know, people can come into your life, or you can see things, or people can be there, and it might just be like really weird, like, you know, you've been told it was such and such a body, or they've been there in front of your face, someone's just come up to you and said something random, you're like, oh my God, like, that's really odd, but they're trying to give you a message. Maybe you had to see it in that form, I don't know, because you had to see it in that form, but if the message was good and it's basically to help people, that's good. You know, maybe just look into it, because maybe that's what, you know, you're being told to do, to help others. Because you do get a lot back more helping others. Not that you do it for that reason, but you do get a lot back from helping others. Like I said, people don't have people to speak to. You mean, are you thinking about your faith now, like changing it, or, you know, I don't know. Because I know things happen to people sometimes and they're like, you know, they'll be like, oh, I was pagan, but then I went to, la la, oh, I was Christian and I went to pagan, blah, 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 blah. I don't think there's anything wrong in any of it, as long as what you're being asked to do is good and it's helping others, if you know what I mean. Because like I said, to me, I just think the divine is everything, everyone. It's in everything and everyone. Thank you. You'll have to see the video after. I've just done a thing on it. I think the divine is in everything, everyone, every animal, everything. Everything has an energy. Every living thing, it's in everything. And if you see it as God, you see it as God. And if you see it as something else, you see it as something else. If you just believe it's the universe or whatever, then that's how I sort of see it. But sometimes if it's come to you through a different way, you don't believe in God, but it's come to you as God. Maybe it's come to you like that for a reason, or maybe you were thinking about changing your faith. I don't know. I didn't see that bit. Because you needed to see it that way. I don't know, but I just believe, you know, it's in everything, and it comes to you in whatever form you understand it more in. There's no really wrong way of thinking what the divine is. I don't think, but I don't know. You'd have to sit down and have a think about it, and talk to your wife, and if you feel like going to a priest, see what they say, or look into it, see if there's anyone with any similar stories on YouTube, or, you know, Google it, because I bet there will be. I've heard a few stories like that before, but I wouldn't worry about it too much, because, you know, if it was meant to be, if it's good and you had a good feeling about it and he was telling you to help others, then that's not a bad thing anyway. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. You might just be in tune with a lot of things, you see. But but yeah, when I was saying, you might just need to start helping people. Maybe they just want you to start, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Ooh, like Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, but people who are, you know, psychics, and people who, is it psychics? You know, people who see spirits, and, you know, do like, I saw something on the way to nursery today, you know, like a, what's it called? Is it a psychic night? You know, where people, you'll sit down and they might do card spread, tarot readers, and they'll tell you spirits speaking and what the spirit's saying. Maybe you're just in tune with that. I think, and a lot of stories I've read of people who do that, because there's a lady in England, I know there's lots in England, lots in America, all over the world, you know, different mediums, I meant to say. Mediums, they were scared at first. And one of the books I read on a lady over here, I can't remember her name, because I went to see her on stage, and she said she was like that as a child, but she never knew, because obviously children pick things up that adults probably don't. But maybe if you didn't as a child and you do when you're older, it would be really scary. But they've learnt to live with it, and it can be scary at times, but in a sense it's a good thing. But if it's only just starting coming to you now, I guess it would scare you. It would scare you. But I think the more sometimes you can look into that sort of thing, you've done them things of banishing things, then, you know, you're more, oh, what's the word, open to it. That's, them things will probably come in, and they probably are scary, but maybe you can turn that round and turn it into a good positive thing, that you can help others with stuff. Maybe that's what he was saying, I don't know. Because I know you probably can't say things on here properly, and people are probably like, what? No, I didn't see that last bit. You should write it all down, you know, and you might be able to make sense of it. Or maybe he's come to you in that form because, I don't know, to shock you, or I don't know. I can't really say, because obviously I've never had that experience, but I know it would be a scary thing. But how can I move? Oh, it's dead hard. It's dead hard to You'd have to comment again to read it when it's. It goes off quick, the comments. You'll have to text me on the other. You'll have to write it down, Jack. Or you might, yeah, Jack, because I don't really know about that, but there might be people on here that have had similar things, or you need to look for people who've been for that similar thing, or like I said, maybe YouTube it or Google. There will be a lot of people, I bet you're surprised, that have had similar similar experiences. I haven't, so I can't really talk about it. But there will be other people. If you go and Google it, it might make you feel better, you know. Because I've heard stories like that before. And it's scary, but I have heard stories like that before, you know. So don't worry about it too much. Just try and maybe do some research on it, and find out a few things and write it down and stuff. And I don't know, see if it happens again. But no, I don't know what to say. Like I said, if anyone comments on here and they're saying they've had a similar thing or whatever, then you can talk to them. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I'm gonna go now because I haven't had my dinner. That soup that I made yesterday, I made it. I didn't even put the cooking pot on. I didn't even switch it on. So I had to do it when I came home. But it's quite nice. And Finn had it for his tea last night. But yeah, you'll have to let me know about that, Jack. But I wouldn't. I think a lot of people who go into spirituality, whatever that is. Oh no. Well, it would be scary, but I think when a lot of people start going into spirituality and different things and things happen or they have stories or they see things or whatever, I think, you know, people do have a lot of that. But I just do a bit of research on stories that are similar to yours and see what you find out. See if it happens again and whatever. Bye, Black Rose. Yeah, see, Black Rose said she's, you know, I think some people won't say it because they'll think people think they're mad, so they're not going to say it, but you'd be surprised in, you know, what some people probably would tell you if they weren't embarrassed or worried about what other people were going to say, would actually probably tell you, you know, whether that's seeing God or seeing a ghost or whatever. Some people just won't open their mouths and say it, you know what I mean? So, and I've heard a lot of stories, seen a lot of things on YouTube and stuff about certain things, miracles, seeing this, seeing that. Someone spoke, do you know what I mean? So, that's okay though, you know. You've told me, but I'm gonna go. But I'd say go and research it, Jack. Go and Google it. Go and see. Bet there's loads of stories out there on YouTube and stuff. See if anything's similar to yours and what they thought of it. I can't really say that much on it because I've not experienced it. But like I said though, if it's okay, if it's still in a good positive way of helping others, it's not too bad, you know, whether you believe in him or not, and he's wanting to go yet there, or maybe he's just trying to tell you to help others, but do you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. But I shall see you soon. Bye.